guys, so I just left Renault in this Renault Captur. I'll be featuring this car for the next 2 days. I'll talk to you about the driving experience and also give you a full walk-around tour of this car. I'm telling you, I'm loving this interior. It does feel like a step up from the Fluence to me. And I must say, thank you very much to Renault for handing over the keys to this. It's the CKD, guys. It's the newest one that they are selling right now. Anyway, I have to head back to work. I'll talk to you guys more about the car later. Okay guys, this is going to be a quick driving experience video because I'm actually rushing to send this back to Renault. So recap, this is a 2017 Renault Captur CKD version. They don't sell the CBO anymore and there are only a few differences with the CBU. Mostly aesthetic stuff. The core of the car, the features that you get is all the same as the CBU version. And the most noticeable one is this seats here. You actually get charcoal grey combination on the CKD version, whereas on the CBU one you actually get color accents the same as the color of your car. So this car actually has a 1.2 litre turbocharged engine made by Renault, paired with Renault's EDC 6-speed transmission. So first of all, this leather wrap steering, it is actually very nice to hold. The indentations here, as usual, by Renault. I really like the 9 and 3 position. This is actually a power variable assisted steering, so at different speed it would actually tighten up accordingly. The steering is actually quite sharp and direct and tight. I really like it compared to the Fluence. And as you can see, the throttle response, it is very responsive. You would get up to speed quite quickly. I'm not sure about the 0 to 100 figures, but it does feel quite fast. The transmission is very smooth, well obviously because it's a dual clutch, and I'm sure some of you would know a dual clutch would actually jerk at low speeds. This is no different. It does jerk at low speed in a traffic jam, which I have encountered many times, but there is actually a trick to it to make it not jerk at low speeds, which is to turn on the eco mode, which is here. The eco mode actually reduces your throttle response, so in a way it actually cancels out the jerkiness because you don't get as much power at low speeds. And about seating position, there's one thing about this car is that I can't seem to find a preferred driving position. So currently I actually retracted the whole steering rack towards me and the seat a bit forward. The thing is that this part right here is actually blocking my knee. Only that part, and I find it quite uncomfortable. There it's jerking again. Let me turn on eco mode. Other than that, to recline the seat, the knob at the side of the seat is actually quite hard to turn at times. Another thing is that to be able to adjust the seat front and back, the bar is actually extended on the left side rather than the right. So if you were to use your right hand, you won't be able to adjust it. It's easier to use your left hand. So I find that quite annoying. If you watch my walk around video, then you will know what I mean. Visibility wise, except for the C pillars at the back, which is quite thick, could at times block your view to the diagonal side of the car, like that. So as I mentioned, the dual clutch transmission could be quite jerky in a traffic like how am I right now. So what I do is that I just turn on the eco mode and it's less jerky. Another thing that I'm not really used to in this car is the brakes. It is very spongy. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with the drum brakes at the back. This car comes with rear drum brakes. Well, honestly, it's not that bad of an idea because smaller cars like this don't really need disc brakes at the back anyway, because most braking are done by the front brake disc. So in a way, it would reduce your maintenance cost because drum brakes are generally cheaper than brake discs. Power is totally not an issue in this car. It's so smooth as well at high speeds. You won't even realize you have actually exceeded 100 km/h at times. That brings me on to NVH. NVH is actually very good, though at times you may be able to hear the rumble of the engine. Tire noise is not that harsh, so it's fine actually. But there is also another noise that I could hear whenever I'm in traffic. Maybe I'm just too sensitive that I'm able to hear it, but try driving this car in traffic at around 10 km/h. You just step on the pedal lightly, like so, like this, to move your car. You would actually hear, which I assume is the dual clutch transmission. making the metal clonking sound. And how can I leave out the fuel efficiency part of this car, which is one of its selling points? Throughout the 2 days that I've driven this car, the lowest fuel consumption that I achieved was 7.1 litres per 100 km. My right foot was quite heavy these 2 days, so I think that is quite acceptable for a car this size. And the suspension in this car is just decent. There's nothing much to shout about, I mean, for a car of this price point. So I'm almost reaching Renault in PJ. In conclusion, this car is actually a very easy to drive car. I wouldn't rate this as a fun car to drive, but it's really suited for city driving because of the size and also the power and the fuel efficiency. So I know this video is a really rushed one, but just let me know in the comments down below if I miss out anything, and I'll just answer your questions from there. And thank you very much to Renault for letting me drive this car for 2 days. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the walk-around tour for the Renault Captur. So the color that we are looking at right now is the flame red with diamond black roof. You'll probably be able to see it clearer from the side. It goes all the way to the back spoiler. So in terms of headlamps, you get usual projector headlamps. These are cornering lights, I believe, because whenever I turn left or right, they would actually light up. And these are your DRLs. So coming to the side, you get 17-inch 205/55 Conti Eco Contact Continental tires. They come in dual tone rims like this as standard. And one thing I want to show you guys is that if you can see, this is actually brake disc in front, but if you go to the back, it's actually drum brake, which is fairly common for smaller cars to get a drum brake for the back, because most of the brakings are done in the front actually, so you don't really need a brake disc at the back for smaller cars. Plus, a drum brake is actually cheaper. And this is the key card. It's the same thing as you get in the Fluence. Unlock, lock, light function, and also to open your boot lid. And this car comes with keyless access. All you have to do is keep this in your pocket and press this button when you reach your car, and it unlocks. But one thing, it is the same as the Fluence. The same old problem that you cannot mix between the button here and pressing the key. What I mean is that when you exit your car, once you lock the car with the remote, you have to unlock the car with the remote as well. You cannot use the keyless access button at the handle. I don't know why they did it that way, but it is how it is. Honestly, I really like the exterior and the interior of the car. It is visually stunning for a car of this price point. Oh, I forgot to say that this car actually costs 109,000. So let's take a look at the door first. This is to fold your side mirrors. Just turn it like that, and it will fold both sides, and turn it back to the middle if you want it to unfold. These are the controls for your 4 windows. You only get automatic windows for the driver, and this is to lock the windows. So the only part that is soft on this door is actually this part here to rest your elbow. Other than that, it's all this kind of piano black material and also plastics. And coming to the seats, you actually get a charcoal and grey two-tone seat cover. This is actually a cover which you can unzip, and it is velcroed onto the core. You just take it out and it is washable if you want to lah. The seats adjustments are all manual. This is to adjust your seat height, that is to adjust it to move front and back, and these 2 knobs in the center is to recline your seats. So let's get in first. It's very hot outside. Once I start the car, this is what you look at. RPM meter, digital speedometer. This is your information panel where all the fuel consumption data is located at. This is your fuel gauge. These are your warning lights, like if you didn't close the door properly. Would you just look at that beautiful interior? You get a leather wrapped steering wheel. Very nice Renault logo here. This is piano black sides. As usual, these are your controls for your speed limiter and cruise control to increase and decrease and set the speed. This is to pause, this is to resume your cruise control or speed limiter function. Voice command. Signals are on the left, lights are on the left. This is for your wipers. And they did it again, they hidden the multimedia stock right behind the steering wheel. So this is to change your source, this is to answer a call, volume buttons. This is your mode, okay. I get it that they want to make it convenient when you're holding your steering, you can just change it like this. But I'm quite sure For people who are unobservant, they wouldn't even realize that it's there. You'd be surprised. And at the side, this is a switch to on and off your parking sensors at the rear. This car doesn't have front parking sensors. And this is your manual control for your headlamp leveling. This is to control the luminosity of your instrument panel. Coming to the center, I'm going to show you guys this. To adjust this vent, you would think that to move up and down is through this. No, this is actually to go left and right. This is to adjust up and down. That's weird. And you get a storage space up here. It is actually quite cooling because it's situated above the aircon vents. And the glove box, French cars. So in this car, you actually get a Median F Evolution 7-inch touchscreen. So I'm sure you could guess all the functions that is included as well. Radio, media, phone, driving eco, nav, and settings. You actually get navigation in this. Driving eco is actually a feature which you can take a look at how your driving style is, whether is it very fuel efficient. I accidentally resetted the data here, so it isn't really showing my driving style. You get eco coaching as well, which gives you tips on being fuel efficient. This is your climate control. You adjust the temperature manually through this knob. There's also auto function. This is your fan speed, and these are your other climate controls to have the aircon, circulation, windscreen. And coming down right here, do you see this slot? It is actually a slot for your key card. If your car engine is not on and you slot this in, it is equivalent to the ACC mode in your normal ignition. Start stop button. This doesn't come with the car, this is mine. This is the 12-volt slot. This is nothing. This is actually a very good storage space. I'm able to put my phone right in there. And you actually get a stylish gear knob, which is leather wrap. It looks quite upmarket as well. And Renault style speed limiter and cruise control switches. This is your eco switch. This is actually very handy, which I will explain why in the driving experience video. Oh, I actually missed out something. Instead of adjusting the volume here, you can also adjust the volume up here. There. And this is your power button. This is the USB slot and auxiliary cable slot. And in this car, you get 4 speakers, 2 tweeters. Another storage space here and 2 cup holders here. And I'm sure you realize this is smaller. This is actually to fit those tall cups with a narrow bottom. And you must be thinking they only have one decent cup holder. Let me show you guys. Instead of this storage space here, you can actually remove it to reveal an extra cup holder, which is the same as this one. And your door side compartments are also decent. You have it on both sides. But this part, how I wish they actually cover the bottom, because I tried to put my phone here and it just slid through. And this car is seriously visually stunning that I'm able to disregard the plasticky interior. I really did not notice that they were plastics, being blinded by beauty. So let's take a look at the back. It's the same at the back here, but it's interior. You get a very small compartment at the side. Same dual tone seat covers at the back. Being in the back seat is actually not really bad. Although it's a very small car, take a look at that. This is in my sitting position, so it's actually quite good for a small car. And you must be wondering, what are these lines here? It's actually your storage netting for your newspapers, magazines and everything, but I find it quite a hassle to use, honestly. Maybe it's meant for you to just simply slot in. It's actually very comfortable sitting behind here, although I think it wouldn't fit 3 of me, probably 2 of Louis only. And that's your rear windscreen. Look at that cute little wiper. You actually get some crevices on this boot cover as well for you to put your umbrellas and stuff, I believe. Very useful. C-pillar window, help you with your visibility. Wait, this is the rear. And this car you actually get reverse camera here. And the button to open the boot is here. Decent size, eh? The boot cover. You might think that this is actually very small. It's actually not, because this panel here is removable to reveal that much space. You can actually put it like this, which I don't know why would you want to put it like that. Maybe you want to put something here and something here. If not, you can just slide it down the floorboard. And if this is not enough, do you see that latch over there? Just pull, push, and you get a bigger boot space. And if that is not enough, come to the seat, pull this latch here, and over this side, pull this latch. Headrest. And you get a bigger storage space, although it's not flat, so you must put it upwards like this. Unless, because you already have a bigger space to store stuff, you just put your floorboard up here and then you get a sort of a flat surface, although you still get a valley here. Let's close this up. So you get some parking sensors, at least in the Renault Captur. You can't see the exhaust pipe. Here, this is the car in idle. It's not really that noisy, it's quite quiet. And you must be wondering why the DRL is not on. Just switch off the lights. There you go. So that is all for the walk around tour of this car. If you would like to know how this car drives, watch the driving experience video. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.